Phil Foden is the real star boy. This guy is absolutely elite. Elite. Manchester City 3, Manchester United 1. Before we get into diving into all of that, if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already and you are watching, go down, press the thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on the game. And we need to jump straight into it. Manchester City 3, Manchester United 1. By the way, the goals in this game. Rashford's goal. Foden's first. Foden's second. And Haaland's finish. Fantastic advert for the Premier League. An unbelievable game of football. But we'll start from the first opening 30 minutes. Manchester City did their usual domination. And the Rashford strike hit at something like 74 miles an hour off the crossbar. Ederson has more chance getting a hand on the sun. It was an absolute worldie. Prime Steven Gerrard-esque level strike. It was an unbelievable hit. And Manchester United get a goal against the run of play and go in 1-0. But even at 1-0, let's be honest, any football fan around the world knew Manchester City always score at the Etihad. And Manchester City did what they did best. They dominated the game. And the goals, all three of Manchester City's goals. Phil Foden, though. Haaland and De Bruyne get their accolades a lot. A lot of the praise is around those two. Kevin De Bruyne's creativity, Haaland's goal scoring. But Phil Foden this season has got 18 goals in all competitions. Has got 7 assists in the league. And has got 11 goals in the Premier League. And then has got 7, I think he's got 3 in the FA Cup and 2 in the Champions League. He's an absolute player. Like, people forget, he's still only 23 years old. He is the real star boy. Left foot, right foot, way too dangerous. Creativity, the running at players. And Guardiola changed that game in the 58th minute when he took off Jeremy Doku for Julian Alvarez. That change single-handedly won Manchester City the game. I am not the biggest fan of Jeremy Doku. I think he's got lots of physical attributes. He's very quick. He's strong on the ball. He's got a good first touch. But when he gets into the final third, for me, I never really feel like he's going to pick out the right pass or has the accuracy in his final pass to meet the man. They bring on Julian Alvarez, and what does he do? He gets the assist for Phil Foden's second goal. But that first goal that Foden scores is an absolute beaut. Rodri wins the ball back, plays it to Foden. Foden drops his shoulder around, I think it was Lindelof or Varane, and just smashes it into the back of the net from about 25 yards out. And then as soon as Foden got that goal, Manchester City do what they do best, and they absolutely dominated from then on. It was absolutely insane to watch. You know, I don't think it was Manchester City's best performance in a derby, but you know, this season they've scored 6 goals against Manchester United in both games, and they've scored and they've only conceded 1. And Foden gets his goal on the 56th minute. Then after that, shortly after that, Doku gets subbed off for Julian Alvarez, and that was it. That Man City completely dominated the game. They moved De Bruyne. He was kind of hovering around on Manchester City's right-hand side to United's left-back zone. They swapped him over. Alvarez and Silva moved out on that right-hand side. Then Alvarez kept coming out on the left. And that was it. Manchester City took control of the game. Phil Foden's second goal was an unbelievable finish as well. Onana gets a hand to it. I don't think Onana had a bad game, to be honest. He did try and, wind the referee up a little bit, but I thought Varane had a very good game for Man United as well. Garnacho couldn't really get in the game. Rashford only had limited amount of touches. Bruno Fernandes was ineffective. You're going to need a sat-nav to find him. I know he got the assist for the first goal, but he was ineffective. Man United's best player was probably, in my opinion, was Rafael Varane. And Man City dominated. The second goal was a fantastic finish. Haaland had chance after chance. In the second half, mate, Haaland missed a chance from about 3 yards out. Foden heads it back across goal, and Haaland misses a volley from about 3 yards out. And you're thinking, like, come on now, you're supposed to be the best number 9 on the planet, and you missed an absolute sitter. And then he took his goal really well. It was Haaland-esque finish, opens up his body, left foot, calls it into the back of the net. And this Premier League title race is just absolutely insane. Liverpool winning at the death yesterday against Nottingham Forest. Darwin Núñez in the 99th minute. Arsenal play tomorrow. And it's shaping up to be a very, very exciting title race. It really is. You know, Manchester City next week do play Liverpool, which is going to be a very interesting game. And as it stands, Manchester City are on 62 points, Liverpool are on 63, and Arsenal are on 58. You know, as I said in yesterday's video reacting to the Liverpool game, I don't know right now who you can choose is going to win this game. It's so open. I would still back, when it comes down to crunch time, Manchester City to deliver. And we are coming into the crunch time. And if you look at their games they've got coming up, they've just played United. Their next two Premier League games are Liverpool and Arsenal, because the Brighton game has been postponed. In between that, they've got a Champions League game against Copenhagen. You fancy them to probably rest a lot of their players. Maybe the likes of Oscar Bob will get a chance to play 90 minutes. Then they got Liverpool. I do think City will go to Anfield and win, because Liverpool have got they've got a favourable draw, but it's not the easiest place to go. You know, Slavia Prague in the Europa League. And then after that, they've got an FA Cup game against Newcastle. Brighton game's been postponed due to that FA Cup game. And then they play Arsenal. And then they play Villa. But Manchester City have got Newcastle in the FA Cup at home, Arsenal at home, Villa at home. Their only tough game they've really got for the remainder of the season in terms of away is Tottenham and Liverpool. Liverpool have got so many games coming up. It's absolutely unreal. Sparta Prague Thursday, City, Sparta Prague again. The Everton game has been postponed because of the FA Cup game away to Manchester United. Then they've got Brighton. Then they've got Sheffield United. Then they've got Man United again. Then they've got Spurs shortly after that. It's going to be a very, very interesting and entertaining title race. As of right now, I would back Manchester City to win it. However, you do fancy Liverpool when they get 3 or 4 points ahead of Manchester City. Guardiola will know that. They've won the Premier League since he's been there. And I'm sure if they get 3 or 4 points at lead, it could be very, very tight. I think if Arsenal pull ahead, there's always that in the back of Man City and Liverpool's mind that last season they led for 94% and didn't quite get over the line. You know, and I do expect Arsenal to go and put 3 or 4 goals past Sheffield United tomorrow to put the gap back down to 2 points. But it's so many twists and turns to come throughout the remainder of this title race. People would say you're an absolute idiot to call it right now. I do think, however, Manchester City, when it comes down to crunch time, they've got less games to play than Liverpool because of, you know, that Liverpool have gone all the way to the end of and won the League Cup. Then they've got the Europa League. The only real threat in there for me that Liverpool have got to come up against is Bayer Leverkusen. And Arsenal, I just don't think have got... Oh, wow, I don't know. They're playing well at the moment. Look, it's very tough to call. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all soon. I am